All right, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Yellow, I go on, 43.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
He's checking.
A run for Nick Chubb. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Josh Allen, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So on 4th down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Isaiah McKenzie is back deep for the Bills. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken at the 18. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Sony Michel, his first carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. On 2nd and 12, Murray. This will be caught by Brown. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
This is the tight end fan. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses. Without
a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And this one caught by Beasley. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 15 yards on the play, first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack, because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now here's Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Bilal Nichols able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Mahomes, caught by the tight end Ertz. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he connects with Ertz. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 37.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football. We're scoreless after 1. Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here. Throwing now is Mahomes. Aguilar has it. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Taken down back at the 15-yard line.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Look at this, a tight end carry. He will push his way down to about the 14. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough task here, though, 3rd and long. Mahomes now to throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Cole Beasley, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run the option right here on 1st down. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a 1st down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up, 2nd and 10. Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw, it's Murray. Flushed out right. He finds his man Johnson. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
At their own 11-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
At the 12-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Tighten up, tighten up. Hey, rip lift. 54,
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game. Going deep here for Watkins. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I
would
don't
do?
even know why they asked the sidewalk.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Let's go.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing on first down is Murray. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Murray again, 2nd and 10. Complete. It's Johnson. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
The Patriots take over 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. To throw, it's Mahomes. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Give the sack to Jerome Baker.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. They go play fake. Mahomes. And the pressure gets to him again. Josh Allen, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Back at the 16 now after the sack. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And McManus able to put it through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down. Murray now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Murray now on 1st down. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. They were trying to go to Brown once again. That'll bring up 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down, and we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Bullock's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Murray now on first down. This will be caught by Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Let's go now. 18 data. 50. Hey. 50. 50's a month. 50's a month. I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
First down, Murray. Over the middle here to Brown. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them. They run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
First down, Buffalo.
Let's go, D. Check, 59. What we got? Check 59. Mike is 59.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. And it'll be intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes going to throw. And this is caught by Watkins. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. A scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A gain of 32 that time.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run here with Clement, and he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
A 50-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Murray over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down. Murray now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. To throw on 3rd down, Murray. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Off the draw. Here's Johnson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Mike, 59. Lawyer Johnson for 6.
2nd down, Murray sets to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. It's caught at the 10. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
Let's go.
Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10. Murray, he gets this one to Johnson. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Duke Johnson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Bills 17.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. They get the crucial turnover just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory, and you got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift. That takeaway, even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
On the ground, it's Chubb. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And down to the 16-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
This has been a good drive so far, and it's been the running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a 1st down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 15.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain. And it's 3rd and 2 now.
Watch the run, watch the run. Check 3.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Brings up 4th down and 1.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. And McManus able to put it through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
59 mark, 59 mark. Check, 59. Yeah. Check 59.
On 1st down, Murray got a man. It's Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 22. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 40.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Throwing now is Murray. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Another try after the first down sack. Murray, the reception good for 7. It's third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. He's going to let this one go deep, and that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
50's the mark.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Murray and company going for it on 4th. Man open left side is Brown. The Bills drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Mahomes. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Now Mahomes. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Back to throw. Murray. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Let's bring it.
That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. So down 6, and they know they need this one on 4th down.
59 mark.
Murray sets to throw on 4th. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Murray to throw. This is the tight end Fant. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety go. Safety's creeping. That's it. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Mike.
To throw is Murray. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Second and 10 now from the 27.
Check.
Murray, one final try. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play, and this ball game is over. But, Charles, a one-score game. Down to the end we went. They had one final play in that one-score game. We all knew what was coming, the Hail Mary. They just couldn't get it done.
Wasn't exactly complicated, was it? We all knew, as you said, and go long and see if we can find someone open. They didn't get it done. Someone's happy. Someone is not.
So for the Patriots, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they can't quite seem to